Phthalates. We need your help. First off, what are phthalates? Phthalates, also known as plasticizers, are a category of chemicals used to make plastics flexible and resilient. They can be found within every household in the US. Can you think of some ways you use phthalates in your house? So why do phthalates matter to the public? It can be noted that people with ages of neurobiological development are most vulnerable to the effects of phthalates. Groups consist of infants, children, adolescents, and fetuses. Did you know that on average, women consume more phthalates than men? But why? This may be because women use more cosmetics than men do.
After human consumption, phthalates are metabolized. These metabolites are excreted through urine. One of the ways human exposure to phthalates can happen is through eating. Plasticizers can seep into food from food packaging, food preparation gloves, and vinyl plastic equipment. In addition to diet, humans can inhale phthalate particles in the air. Phthalates are not bonded to polymers, so they are free-floating particles, which makes it easy for them to leach out of materials. Phthalates harm humans because they are an endocrine disruptor, which affects hormones. These chemicals have been linked to many adverse health outcomes, including male and female infertility, gestational diabetes, ADHD, breast cancer, asthma, allergies, low birth weight, and preterm birth.
So who uses them a lot? How and where? So more than anything, you'll find phthalates in a lot of products, especially aerosol-based products such as hairspray, soaps, shampoos, a lot of perfume and makeup. A lot of the time, phthalates could even be found used in the plastics that are used in your keyboards. A lot of companies do use phthalates mostly because it's cheaper and more accessible, and it's easier just to find plastics that already contain phthalates. And that goes the same for plastic packaging, garden hoses, as well as shower curtains. A lot of you may not know, mostly because you don't read the product label, but phthalates are pretty dominant in our products. Now comes the question, how exactly could we change that? Well, to change it, we would need your help. There's a lot of money that would be needed to fight the dangerous phthalates in America. And a lot of it is to spread awareness.
3 ways to tackle the problem of phthalates are education, regulation, and flexible polymers. Educating the public on the adverse health effects of phthalates and ways to limit exposure will pressure companies to start producing products that are phthalate-free. The public would learn to remove food contained in plastic, especially foods high in fat, and place into glass containers after purchasing. Buy personal care products labeled phthalate-free. If on kidney dialysis or receiving a blood transfusion, ask for phthalate-free tubing and to never reheat food in a plastic container. Educating the public can be achieved through social workers and public health workers, teaching free classes on phthalates in high schools, colleges, and community centers. Phthalate education can also happen with the help of physicians. It could be required for physicians to take a class on phthalates. Doctors could tell young children, adolescents, and pregnant women to avoid phthalates, and pamphlets on phthalates could be placed in doctors' waiting rooms for patients to read. Regulation could also be used to combat phthalates. It could be mandatory for products containing phthalates to have it listed on packaging and have a warning label listing the potential for adverse health outcomes. Phthalates could be banned in products. In addition to regulation, we could encourage companies to produce products that use flexible polymers that have covalent bonds and do not need a plasticizer as an alternative to phthalates. Government subsidies could be used to incentivize companies to use flexible polymers instead of phthalates. Funding to attract environmentally friendly sponsors and influencers, to pay for video production and social media content creation. Funding for our social media awareness campaign would emphasize the importance of bringing awareness through social media. Social media is a powerful platform. It's effective and a fast way to get ideas across. Social media is unavoidable, and the more awareness that is brought to the issue, the more likely society will generate a better understanding of the harms phthalates cause if society are exposed to more information.
Enrolling celebrities and other influencers is another way to get people to change their behavior and not use products with phthalates in them. So, why celebrity endorsements? It's mostly because it's common conception that people will listen to the people that they look up to. A lot of influencers and celebrities on social media and other platforms really have an influence to certain target demographics of people. Now, if we utilize the people's platforms to make a difference, then there will be a larger impact, and we could see movements such as the Me Too movement take place, but to help bring awareness to the phthalate exposure. Now, another way to introduce more awareness to phthalates would be to paying for billboards and providing warning labels, something that's easy to read. So they're designed to catch people's attention and enable readers to think about the advertisement. We need to give a visual representation so that more people may attempt to avoid and use other products. For example, we could also market pretty heavily for different companies that don't use phthalates already. For example, Apple and their MacBooks. They're a company that try not to use phthalate-based plastics on their products. For the most part, they use different alternatives, especially on their plastic-heavy products, such as their keyboards. So, how would your investment help make this world a better place? Well, our idea is really promoting the harm that phthalates can cause. For example, a lot of pregnant women would receive parental care and be told about the risk that phthalates cause for the unborn child. For example, obesity, asthma, neurological disorders, and behavioral disorders are some things that many people should just be warned about that phthalates cause based off the many plastic products that newborn children are exposed to.